Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Now, this bag, as you'll have seen from the thumbnail and title, contains copper. This metal here, copper coinage. There's some cartwheel pennies. And woohoo! This is a big collection that I bought off someone who got in contact and wanted to sell. And there's a little, that's a note from me, I think. My workings out of the price and all this. But there we go. There's a few silvery bits, mainly almost solely a big copper coin collection. I don't know how long we're going to spend on this video, but there's certainly a lot of coins to get through. Don't quite know. I think the best thing to do is to start with this. This was a gift, so potentially the person who sold this is watching, and I will extend further thanks for the gift. We'll look through that another day, though, because we've got to get through this copper today. We also have these, which are the silver ones, which kindly mostly for my date run, I believe, or new dates for my collection. So again, maybe that might be put in another video separately, because today is about copper. Let's start with the loose ones, and then we'll see where we're going from there. So here we have an 1806 penny. This is George III, as we saw, with that famous Britannia design. Now, copper coins are obviously a very, I would say, fairly overlooked subject of coinage, and so it's going to be quite nice to showcase them because they are, yes, of little value, in many cases of little value financially, but actually in terms of collectability and appreciating the history, it's all the same as the silver ones in that regard. They feel lovely, they've got that good coppery weight, and that is 219 years old. I mean, wonderful stuff. Right, there's that first one. I guess I'll just put them in no real order, and I'll go through and order them and sort them myself. This is another 1806 penny. Now, 1806, 1807 and 1808 were the dates these are made. 1806 is very common. We've seen some already, and we'll see more, I'm sure. But 1807 is a bit less common. So that's the one you want to look for. But then, 1808, only one is known. Currently, one is known. That's worth tens and hundreds of thousands of pounds, only one in the world. So that's 1808 is the one you really want to look for. Unfortunately, spoiler alert, none today. But we do have this, 1831, William IV. William IV pennies are quite collectible. This one's got a bit more value than some of the others. It is a very nice coin. You have to comment down below. I do prefer silver coins, not going to lie to you. I do prefer, if this was a William IV 5 sovereign of a similar, I would prefer that coin, but that doesn't mean copper coins are bad. I really, really rather do like a copper coin. That's a beautiful coin to me. I won't be able to photograph all of them just because of the scale, but some of these nicer ones we'll get some photographs thrown in. Right, well, you might have seen this. This is an Irish 1781 George III Irish halfpenny, Hibernia. I'm not quite as clued up on the Irish one, so I don't know as much about that. We then have a George IV, 1826, so coming up very rapidly to this being a 200-year-old coin. And isn't it fascinating just to think this big chunk of copper, this big penny, what a penny could buy you in 1826 compared to 2026, what penny will be able to buy. There we go, got a little run, or I should do that really, George III, IV, and William IV. Speaking of George III, he also had under his reign the cartwheel penny, an icon of the copper coinage. We'll see more of these today. In fact, well, we saw a stack. Let's do a little cartwheel coin hunt. So the very worn ones, they made 40 million of these, and the very worn ones like that are not worth much more than £1 or so. But as with all coins, really, it is all about that condition, that grade. Like that one is nicer. There's a bit of a gash, and there's always problems with heavy coins because they can get knocked and dinged. But actually, look at the trident, look at the design. That is a nicer one. Beautiful stuff there. I do love a cartwheel penny. I'll have to check. I do have quite a nice one myself for my own collection, but I have to cross-reference my collection because that one is rather nice. Is it better than mine? I don't think so. But again, that one's definitely not worth just a few pounds. It's worth more than a few pounds. That one's a lovely one. Because, I mean, and also with condition, it does kind of depend on the coin. Because what's good condition for a 50p is different to what's good condition. Because if a 50p was that worn, it'd be, what are you saying? That's rubbish. Look at them. But for a 1700s copper, for a 1700s copper coin, they are much more malleable and wearable. So copper does wear worse or better, wears easier than modern like steel and copper nickel coins. And that one's very worn. And this one at the end, again, 1797. Now they were all dated 1797. However, I believe they were made over 1797, 1798, and 1799. A few years of production, but 1 year of dating. Then they changed from the cartwheels to these. 1826 again, rather worn. So 1807, there's the other date. 1806, 7, and 8, like I say, the 8 is the one you want. So do check your copper pennies for that 1808. Put that there, just out of frame because it's a different date. And then 1806, once again, I have a nice one, but mine's a bit dirty. So I can always, as I say, with any coin buy-in, I always reference my own collection. This one, a bit of fun. Heads or tails? Tell you what, if this is tails, I'll give this whole collection away for free. Oh, you see it? You see it? Heads. Look at that. It was a trick. It's just a coin put together with another foreign one. But yes, don't know, that's off to the side. Then we've got the last few from this loose bundle, 17.99 halfpenny. This is a nice one. And again, with the copper coins, and with any coin really, but with the copper ones, because of how worn they get, when there's a bit of when you can see the lips and the chin and the nose and the eye and this is a nicer coin, one to be separated from the pack. 1807 halfpenny, corresponding sort of design and theme, just half the size of that penny we saw. Another halfpenny. This is from 1807 again. That's not bad actually. Neither's that. What's this? Sorry, I didn't look on the other side of that one. Pretty good. And 1806. That is rather nice. Yeah, not very badly worn at all actually. If you look at the letters, look at the relief still there. If you kind of can focus it in. No, a pair of lovely halfpennies there. Finalising with Victoria. This one was 1853. There are some very rare dates of Victoria copper pennies. 1853 is not one of them, unfortunately. It's one of the common dates you'll see, but still, especially because that's now that's a valid collection. Cartwheel, early George III, and then your George IV, your William, your Victoria, your copper big pennies. We've got one of each. What a lovely collection that makes, and an inexpensive one. Then the madness begins, the plastic and copper craze. We've got bag number 1. So we are going to go a bit faster through opening up the bags and showing these just because we have got so many to get through. This is a 1739 farthing of George II. And I'm a big date runner, so my own collection is going to get a big boost out of this. Because do I have 1739? No clue. Guess what happens if I don't? I now do. So that's good. I won't do any order to these bags because it doesn't make there's no order to them. It's just a case of was being numbered up. But to you, dear viewer, they're all just bags of copper coins. We have 1826 halfpenny. So again, quite fun to get the corresponding. If I zoom out slightly, we had the 1826 pennies and 1826 halfpenny. And zoom back in a bit to have a look at these. Speaking of penny and halfpenny, this is farthing. 1807 farthing there, and again that corresponding design, as in they've literally just shrunk the penny, halfpenny, and the farthing being a quarter of a penny, so half of a halfpenny, and they were all weighed in proportion, in that the farthing will weigh half the halfpenny and half the halfpenny. The halfpenny weighs half the penny. 1750. Now I'm very sure I don't have a 1750 George II. I don't recognise that date from my own collection, and so that will be popped into my date run. Happy days. And again, like I say, I think they're really cool coins because 1750. When you're going to get a silver coin from that date? Maybe you do. Maybe there's some made. I think you can't remember all mintages, but the point is they're very expensive from this era of silver coin, especially looking half decent. Silver coins like that hard to get, but a date run and a collection of halfpennies. Happy days. George III. This one's very worn. Yeah, I don't think we've got a date on that one, but just a bit of copper. Then we've got C. So I think it was 1 to 5, and then A to D or something like this, or further than D. But you know, as I say, unimportant for today. Aha! More cartwheel pennies. In fact, what I should do, because there's no point in prolonging opening bags and stuff, let's quickly zoom out. That is round one there of the loose stuff and a few things from the bags. And I want to cut the video now, open every single bag and pour them out in a pile here. And we'll repeat the process of more copper coins. So see you in a minute. Okay, and I'm back. Just opened all the envelopes and bags. Here's one that I loved. I remember when I was doing all the looking through and purchasing of this. This is a very nice one. 1773, George III Farthing, sorry. And I think it is kind of like, I do like an underdog, to be fair, because obviously George III has an amazing coinage with lovely guineas and amazing silver coin designs and so on and so forth. But I don't know though that, yeah, they are better, like I said, but I love it. I love that coin. I do a lot. Really cute, sort of, you know, nice little bit of history there. Lovely little one. We've got a lot more cartwheels, so I'll pick these as they come out. Often and always very worn, but you know, that's just what they are. Another cartwheel here, and I'm going to get a big handful of cartwheels at the end of, just for my own fun. Just a nice big handful of cartwheel pennies is going to be a bit of fun. And that's the good thing with these. You know, you don't have to be too precious about a little, like, you're allowed, I can do that. Whereas if these were all better coins, I wouldn't want to be doing that. Maybe that'll anger some people, but no, you know what I mean. This is William. I think this is the one that I couldn't get a date off, or I assumed it was 1831. It is, I believe, just because that's the most common, and that looks to be that. But yes, another William penny. We have a very nice, and it is all about, when I was buying these, you have to reference the book and the date, because it's all about that date and that condition. Because this one is in very nice condition, 1854, halfpenny of Queen Victoria. And again, as with maybe some new dates for my collection, there will also undoubtedly be some conditional upgrades for my collection. 1754. I mean, that's lovely. That's a really nice coin. George II there. Very cool. A few more cartwheels. Nothing. Oh, this one's not bad. The date's a bit gone though, a bit scratched. Yeah, nothing amazing condition-wise, but just some nice cartwheels to add to our roster. 1831 farthing. I'm doing quite well. One thing this will highlight, and I won't show it in this video because there's no time because of how long it'll be, but you'll see it in videos coming soon, is that my halfpenny collection is a mess, or it's non-existent before 1860. For the pennies, the copper pennies, got trays for them all with gaps where I need, all nicely done. Same for the farthings, back to 1730, which is George II, the beginning of his coinage. So that's all sorted. But my halfpennies, I need to buy trays, need to get the cutouts for the dates and so on. So I think this will inspire me. I've had a renewed interest in copper coins, and I will sort that halfpenny collection out pronto. Here is probably in a way the best of the bunch, or one of the best of the bunch. 1857 penny in very nice condition. That is a nice coin indeed. And I think, again, one will be going into my tray. Stay tuned for those sort of videos, because I'll do, on the channel, we do the big unboxing videos regularly, mainly on Tuesdays, and a few scattered if we need other videos. Unboxings will be elsewhere in the week. That's the Tuesdays. And then Thursday and Saturday, we also do a long form video. We do YouTube shorts every day. But Thursday and Saturday is other long form videos. And I've started doing fairly regular big collection updates, in that I'll get a tub that I've, you know, look at all this off to the side. I've got coins that I have bought, and then all the ones that are for my collection I put into a tub, and we'll do a big collection update. So I'll show you my collection, see the date runs, see the collection, and show what's new, what's upgrading, and we can just yeah, go along together upgrading the collection. So stay tuned, as many of these will feature in such a video at some point soon. Here's 1854. Big penny. I love these big pennies. They look really cool in a nice red tray together. They look cool in a big pile down there together as well. 1853, very common. Come across many of those, and even more so of these. 1797. Classic coin though. Really nice. That was not too bad actually. Very popular collectible coin. Britain's biggest penny. You know, everyone needs a cartwheel penny. Everyone needs one. If you haven't got one, yeah, I've got some just to sell, but also not if you get it from me, it's unimportant. I would recommend, if you don't have a cartwheel penny, to change that. halfpenny here, 1806. Halfpenny there of 1806 again. Another cartwheel. Here's a nice one. George of us 3. That is actually very nice. 1773. I can't actually, there's no sensation in my fingertips. It's absolutely freezing outside. I should have got a big coat and gloves. I'd be dropping all over the place with gloves. So there was one in here that I was thinking was a fake. It might be that one. Some of these halfpennies were counterfeited at the time. Not now. No one's going to fake that now to try and sell on. But at the time. So that one is potentially the one that I thought was a fake. I'll have to check it. I checked then and I'll check again, but I can't feel my hands. They're so cold. Goodness. But it's worth it for the natural outdoor lighting to get the beautiful, look at that, lovely stuff, lovely coins. They look cool. The artificial lighting, unless you've got a proper good studio setup, which I don't, it doesn't make coins look as nice, especially if you've got any like yellow light bulbs and there's an angular light and it's, no. The nice daylight reflecting over is better. So I'll be running inside to get some hand warming going on after this video. 1807. Oh, that's a nice one. Really nice stuff. And again, there is an absolute difference between these two coins. Not just the date, but I mean the, condition is everything for the beauty of coins and the value of coins. We have 1806 once again. Very nice. A lot of these haven't been too bad, actually, in terms of, you do see a lot of, well, the curse of copper coins. I don't know how I've gone all this time without mentioning it. The curse of copper coins is corrosion. Copper goes green and corrodes and is, gold doesn't corrode, it can never tarnish and all this kind of stuff. Copper is the opposite. It's very easily tarnishable. And all of these, look at them, lovely preserving, well preserved. 1799 halfpenny, 1 year design. This was 1 year type. Don't know the mintage, but look at that, lovely. We had another one of these. It was very nice. 2 of those very nice 1 year designs. Oh, here's another one. A bit dinged up, that one. For a while, the 1799 halfpenny was the oldest coin I owned. My one, for that reason, if there's an upgrade here, I'll upgrade it, but my one I'll keep, because I have got quite a few sort of personal coins. And that was, I did a video on, there's the videos on the channel still to this day. My oldest coin, 1799, took me into the 1700s, and I was rambling on about how amazingly old this is, 1700s. And it still holds such a very, it is still very cool, rather, that, 1700s coins. Obviously, I'm not bragging here. It's not that hard to do. I have got coins much older than the 1700s now. But yeah, very cool stuff. So for memories, this is the only post 1861. This is the 1892. Bit of a gash in that one. The condition isn't terrible elsewhere. And these ones are now bronze, so 97% copper, whereas these ones are all 100% copper. And then finally, we finish off with an 1854. No, we don't. Lovely coin. But there's 2 more bags, and I kept these bags separate because these are the ones that are not so nice. These ones, lovely, love them all day long. These ones are they're not great because, yeah, there's some cleaned coins in here and some bad ones. That one's not terrible. 1807. That one's not, to be fair, that one's actually not too bad. Let's add it down to the pile. That one is clean. Or maybe this is the fake. I think by the weight, as I say, there's no sensation in my hands anymore. I'll have to, you can tell by the feel. Once you've felt enough, you can tell by the feel. I think that one may have been a fake. Or, well, if it was, it still is. But you know what I'm saying. So that one is the one to watch out for. This one wasn't as bad of a bag. Then just got a few more 1806, just the more worn ones with no date on and so on. And then the real sad thing here, or the worse ones, this is an exquisite collection. This bit here is going to make a few of you cringe. Aha! This is the fake one. Maybe there's a few fakes. That's definitely a fake. Yeah, I barely got feeling, but I can feel that. This one, there's just nothing. This is a cartwheel 2 pence. Nice, good weight. But it is scratched and horribly cleaned is the only bad thing. Still will have value. Still will have a bit of collectability in it, but not as good as others. Whoops. And then, yeah, just got a few cleaned thingies. Maybe another fake. They need to be weighed and tested and looked into, those ones. And then finally, ending on not a coin, the Birmingham Numismatic Society. What's this? Birthplace of modern coinage. Ah, yes, because of course that's fitting with this video. Probably no coincidence. Birmingham, the Soho Mint there, produced the cartwheel coinage, which led to all of these coinages. Yeah, but there we go. Right. Let me tilt the camera like this. Get rid of this plastic bag. I know my face will be slightly in the way, but look at that! What an amazing collection. Very happy to have had the opportunity to buy that, and then of course there'll be lots of stuff for my own collection, lots of stuff to sell on, and I guess I have to say it now. There's so much cartwheel pennies. If you want a cartwheel penny, the way I sell coins, we've got a shop, cabinets in a shop in Salisbury. So we have Gatehouse Antiques is the building. Come upstairs, loads of coins for sale at great prices there in Salisbury, Gatehouse Antiques, and we sell on Whatnot. There's a link in the description to Whatnot. It's an auction platform where you bid on the coins. We do giveaways. They're live streams, so you can comment in the chat. And if you're new to Whatnot, you get £10 free credit. So these ones will be, the worn ones certainly are worth less than £10. So if you're a new person to Whatnot, click that link in the description, come to the live stream, buy one of these with your credit, and you'll get it for free, effectively. But there we go, that's a little bit of advert spiel at the end, so that I can continue to buy collections, keep some, sell some on, and just enjoy the beautiful things that are British coins. I'll stop shaking the tripod now, I'll lean it back over to its side. We're done, we're over. I can warm up my hands urgently, and I'll thank you for watching. Please leave a like, please subscribe, please do all those good things. And I'm off inside now to organise these after warming up my hands and maybe get a hot drink of some sort. But thank you for watching. See you next time. Appreciate it. And comment below your favourite coin of the bundle and your favourite copper coin you own. There we go. Cool. Right, I'm out of here. Goodbye.